Hi guys, so Wednesday was another disastrous PMQs for Kemi Badenoch, yet I've given her advice on how to perform better. Drop the frigging notes, cram like a student on the night before an exam, have the facts and figures in your head and speak like you know the subject like an expert. But the only thing worse than seeing Kemi Badenoch refuse such advice and therefore crash and burn is for fellow Tories to criticise anyone calling her crap at her job. Conservative MP Mims Davies seems to want people, especially the Prime Minister, to go easy on Kemi and not be so condescending. What?
It was just about the worst exchange from Kemi Badenoch. I'm old enough to remember, I don't think you were in the House, when Ian Duncan-Smith was leader of the Conservative Party in opposition. He was better at it than she is.
Right, but in terms of what the government... Hang on, but in terms...
way that people are talking about Kemi, when she is standing up at the box, I see it consistently from the Prime Minister.
She didn't listen to the answers.
You don't know your homework, dear. You haven't done enough. And frankly,
He's never said the word dear.
That's
a lie from you. That's a straightforward lie from you.
It's the pat on the head.
It's not.
You don't know the details.
No, so for instance, on Chagos, she's been offered a security briefing repeatedly by the Prime Minister. She decides to hold forth on the subject without ever taking up the security briefing. That's her entitlement as leader of the opposition.
Is the Prime Minister...
If she doesn't do her homework, she's not going to get a very good reception.
Is he being patronising, Chris?
No, it's not patronising. He's pointing out...
Of it by the looks at where I'm sat, and I was sat there 20 minutes ago.
He answered the question directly. He said, yes, it's the wrong decision.
And
she asked the next question.
Will you appeal it?
He said
he
yes.
didn't answer that one.
Repeal? How does Parliament...
Appeal, I said.
The government that's a matter for legal...
That is a different thing.
Let me come back, though, because that is quite a strong sort of claim that you're making, that the Prime Minister is treating the leader of the opposition in a way that is patronising by saying that she's not done her homework. But has she done her homework on this?
Anybody over the last few weeks will see that's very much an approach.
Really? What other example?
There's plenty of pointing of, you haven't taken the briefings or whatever.
Why hasn't she taken the briefing?
To Pretty, she knows what she's talking about. She feels very often that the approach at the box is not right. I think it should be more respectful. Look, it's up to him to decide how he behaves.
Hang on.
Okay, what is it with the Tories? It's always somebody else's fault. So if Kemi Badenoch is crap at PMQs, it's not Kemi Badenoch's fault. It's Keir Starmer's fault. Like, I've been criticising Prime Ministers since Theresa May, although on the channel it's more since Boris Johnson was Prime Minister. And I've criticised their approach, I've criticised their language, I've criticised how they've been Prime Minister. Of course, when they're in opposition, it's a different situation. But Rishi Sunak, when he was in opposition, was better than when he was a Prime Minister. So some people, they're not cut out for the job. Kemi Badenoch clearly is not cut out for the job. She should step aside and allow somebody else to take over. Like, she can't complain about how she's been treated. She knows what PMQs is about. It's pathetic theatre. Like, you can't get away from that. I criticise it pretty much every week. It's pathetic theatre. It's pointless theatre. But you have to play the game if you're going to be part of that game. And if you're the leader of the opposition, you have to play that game. If you can't, then step aside and let somebody else do it. Like, it's absolutely pathetic what Kemi Badenoch is doing, but it's even worse that she has her friends go on live TV, on Politics Live or TV shows, and cry on her behalf. Please leave her alone. She's doing her best. It's like, how condescending is that? How dare you respond to Kemi in this way? You know, if she doesn't want to do it, then do something else. Like, once again, the Tories need to find somebody else to blame than pointing the finger at themselves. Kemi Badenoch is not cut out for PMQs. She's not cut out to be leader of the Conservative Party. But instead of actually accepting that reality, no, it's always somebody else's fault. This time, it's Keir Starmer's fault because he's been mean. Oh, goodness. You know, I have suggested that she just step aside, but maybe she should stay in her place because this is just crashing and burning not just her, but also the Conservative Party. You know, they need somebody who's good on their feet, somebody who can think, somebody who doesn't need notes, somebody who can respond to comments made by the Prime Minister or by others in Parliament. Feel the room. It requires a skill. Boris Johnson had that skill. Boris Johnson was able to, generally didn't do very well when he didn't have his yahoos behind him, but he was able to engage. Kemi Badenoch is not capable of that. So she has to go. If the Conservatives want to, and I don't believe they can do this, but if they want to, in their minds, hold the government to account. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.